No, yes, it does.
Okay.
Can you make an intelligence saving throw, please? Oh, have we started?
Yeah,
Me.
Right, okay, welcome to the 167th hour of Adventurers Wanted. Thank you. Yes, right. Just a few things before we get started. This performance, like all our performances, is a relaxed performance. What that means for you guys is that the lighting state should stay exactly the same. We have been experiencing some issues with the hotel lights going off, but these two cans will stay on the entire time, so it will never be in full blackout. We also don't expect any sudden noises. There will be music though for atmospheric purposes. And we have a relaxed attitude towards sound and movement from the audience throughout the performance for the benefit of those who are unable to sit still or be silent for a full hour. On that note, if you do feel like you need to take a breather at any point, please feel free. You can just go out the door at the back and to the right. There's a seated area right there, and you're free to use that. And of course, if you do decide to take that break, we'll welcome you back in at any point during the hour. I'm Naomi, I'm the stage manager for today. If you need anything, I'm right over there. Just give me a wave or come over and I'll see if I can help you. And we do have hearing loop headsets available if you need those. Other than that, I'm going to pass over to Leo, who's our GM for today.
Hey, hello. Wine is always appreciated. Hi, my name is Leo. I'm going to be the games master for this hour and until 10 o'clock. What's going on here? This is a tabletop role-playing game called Adventurers Wanted, which means that the four people on my left and right play individual, unique characters in a fantasy setting. And as the games master, I play the fantasy setting. The allies that they make, the allies that they lose through blunders, the peace talks that get disrupted, and sometimes even the cake from this morning. There was birthday cake that had to be sculpted.
And a Timber Happy Frostchild.
Yeah, and a Timber Happy Frostchild. There's 165 hours of backstory. We're not going to get you through all of it, but very briefly, the players' characters are members of the crew of the Spirit of the Horizon, which is a scientific research vessel, which on its last official mission awakened an evil god from its resting place, and in trying to get away from that god, cast a spell that was way out of their ability to control, and it flung them into a brand new reality, and ever since they've been adventuring through trying to find a way to get back home, to recreate the spell and get back to their own reality. With mixed success so far. The most recent little arc that's happened is that they've been recruited as special envoys to this peace talk between the Komodo, these small lizard-like creatures, and the Katafu, these hulking, ugly, thick-skinned, troll-like creatures. They managed to do a pretty good job of mediating, and they were making some real progress when very sadly a suicide a bomb went off in the peace talks, killing the majority of the leaders that were leading these peace talks, and almost killing the captain of the ship, Captain Golan himself. In the immediate aftermath, Captain Golan led a sortie out to the harbour where he saw a massive behemoth of a ship called the Dusk Spear, and he immediately associated the Dusk Spear with the suicide attack because it is the ship of the what are they called? The Cold Strike. The Cold Strike. Bear with me. You keeping up? Yeah, you got. There's going to be a test at the end. And so he immediately tried to attack the Cold Strike, but unfortunately he was distracted by a couple of giants, and the ship, the Dusk Spear, got away. The very last thing that happened was that one of the Komodo generals swept into the harbour to try and clean up the situation. Commander Kor, what you need to know about him is that he has been, he's a divisive figure. He has been called by the Katafu a war criminal for an attack on Parched Harbour where he cut out the tongues of some children. It's been a really, really cheery arc, guys. It's been very happy.
Wait, that's why we had the birthday party.
It's a fun show. This is a fun game.
And as an added bonus, one of said tongueless children was the suicide bomber.
Yeah, it's complicated. It's complicated and lovely. Before we jump straight back into it, though, you're right there, Chloe.
Yeah.
You did this. Before we jump back into it, she didn't. Let's meet the players and their characters. Starting on my right, give us your name, your character's name, and what distinguishes them from the rest of the crew.
Hi, I'm Chaz, and I'm Golan Height, who is the captain of the Spirit of the Horizon. Violent alcoholic, slightly on edge, and having the worst day after his birthday that he's ever had in his life by being scarred for the rest of his days.
Hi, I'm Florence. I am playing a human rogue called Aya. She was a stowaway on this ship when, in a moment of panic, she was escaping from her enemies and got on this naval research ship. She's now found herself as chief scout and really dislikes all the fighting that is happening. Anya?
I'm Chloe. I'm playing Relora Ellenvall, who is the commander on the ship. And in terms of distinguishing features, something that has now become a reluctant party trick of hers, due to the captain pressurizing her into doing it on his birthday, is transforming into a T-Rex. So if you see a T-Rex on board the ship, it's most likely Relora.
I'm Arthur, and I will be playing Granville Lestrange.
Granville Lestrange.
Yeah, Granville Lestrange. We're playing D&D now, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Yes, we are.
Legally distinct from.
Yes.
All right. Yes, yes.
We are playing a game inspired by Dungeons and Dragons.
Who is an elven wizard who is on the research vessel as is a chef, looking for more and more outlandish ingredients.
It's a culinary researcher.
Yes, a culinary researcher.
gastronomist.
And honestly, he's more likely to injure himself than anyone he's trying to fight. So he's likely to hide in the galley.
Awesome.
Should anything kick off.
So, we did discover a new type of fish with 3 tails, I
Called
think.
the Carlfish.
Yeah, it got named after Carl, who discovered it on the ship.
Like I said, 165 hours,
Yeah.
guys. We've legitimately been here for a long time. Go on.
In our world, you're not allowed to name species after yourself. Is it explicitly against the rules? Just so you know.
This is a fantasy game. This is not your show, Florence. Okay. It's fine. I like your scientific asides. They're good. Right. So, the back of the ship is on fire.
The ship's on fire!
I realise that I've still left this spell going, and can I dismiss it?
You can dismiss
I
it.
dismiss the spell.
The ship's on fire! Oh no, it's fine, everyone.
And the 2 giants lie dead below the ship on the harbour. The dust from the explosion, which was no more than 15, 20 minutes ago, still hangs in the air, screams, and you can hear Komodo crying all around as Commander Kor and his group of veterans stride into the area to try and take control of the situation. And as we jump back in, he's going, "Shut down the harbour! Stop anyone from leaving! We must investigate!"
How far away is the ship?
The ship is out of the harbour. I presume you're talking about the Dusk Spear.
Yeah, how far away is the dust spear?
Behemoth. Just eyeballing it, about 1.5 kilometres, 2 kilometres outside of the harbour.
I feel like I say this a lot. Well, what the fuck?
I second that.
I'm going to take this opportunity to chug my remaining superior healing potion.
Sure. Okay, so that'll be
I've already got
8d4 plus 8. Yes,
Something amongst yourselves while
Granville,
I
it should be
heal
noted
back
that
and bomb
everybody,
went off next
as
to my head.
standard, has 2 superior healing potions.
Golan, are we supposed to be on somebody's side, or are we involved in some way?
We were at peace talks. I don't know what happened after that.
They went badly!
I seem to
Understood.
recall that guy is the war criminal.
War criminal to some, yes.
I feel like that shouldn't be a grey area.
No, I'm not saying it's a grey area. For me, I'm just saying the sides are very difficult to navigate currently.
I mean, okay, I'm just going to put this right out there.
I've just realised what's about to happen in the real world. No, so go on.
Unless one of these sides has a tablet, why are we getting involved?
Apparently, the commander mentioned something about they asked for our help, and in return for that, they will help us get to the next place we think it is.
Just for the context for the audience, the tablet pieces are going to cast the spell to get them home.
Well, whoever can get us to where this tablet is, I'm on their side.
Exactly. How's the captain looking now?
How are you looking, Captain?
How am I looking, Captain? Still below half.
He's still bleeding. He looks
I cannot express
thoroughly
enough that a
exhausted.
bomb went off directly to my right.
Like he literally.
I would like to get
he
away
literally.
from that bomb, if it's all possible.
I took 130 points of fire damage.
He literally threw himself on the bomb to try and save the
That was very stupid of you,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
assembly.
I would like to use my magical mandolin,
Yes.
which can cast Cure Wounds.
Cure wounds. It can, yeah.
Can it cast? Is
I
it
believe
a
it-
certain level?
I believe you cast it once at 3rd level. If I
Once.
remember correctly. If
Yeah.
I've got that incorrectly, I'm the games master.
Okay, I will cast Cure Wounds on the captain at 3rd level.
Absolutely. How do you do that? Go about it.
I have a go. Captain, I know it's hard for you to take a step back, and I know you've been through so very much, but please don't let us lose track. So let your wounds heal, let your nerves regain their feeling, and just take a breath. Because I know we've already lost so much, but just keep in mind what we still have left.
Very nice. So, will you roll 3d8 plus your charisma modifier, please?
3d8, right. Hope you
Let's
enjoy that one.
quantify art.
So that is 8, that is 15, that's 19. I
19?
mean, it's
Hey,
not
I said it
massive.
Hey, look, it's 20% of his health. That's 20% of his health back. Come on. It's not quite,
something.
but you know, it's around
Yeah,
there.
it's
It's around there.
77.
Okay. Okay. At this point, as the song finishes, Golan, remember you're not raging. In fact, you're in a state of exhaustion
I am.
from coming down from your rage. You hear a shout from down below on the harbours next to the spirit, and goes, "Who killed these giants? Who saw what happened?" And like the shouting is directly coming up at the ship.
And we don't know who it is, but we can make a guess.
Yeah, it's Commander Core.
Yeah, it's
It's definitely Commander Core.
that
So-
guy.
Let me just check. Are we on his side or are we against him?
I'm genuinely not quite sure. Captain,
Do
are
we?
we with Court or are we against him?
What does it even fucking matter?
What gets us back home, Captain?
Gets us back home is getting out of this harbour, so let's just try and be nice to him for as long as possible.
In that case, maybe I should speak to him.
What a good idea. Is there an expert on ships on this bloody boat? I'd like to calculate the speed of a large ship.
And you storm off around your crew trying to find.
Are you a mathematician?
Go on.
Right, I go just to the prow of the ship or whichever bit's next to the harbour.
Yeah, the back. Yeah.
The back of the ship.
Let's just say the back.
Yeah, she has no military or naval experience. She's only commander because he promoted her from translator.
I mean, it's aft if you want to know. But
Aft. I go there and I call down.
and you see this
Or
really regal-looking Komodo down there. He's slightly taller than the rest of them. His scales have a golden sheen to them, and he's wearing this red cloak, carrying a spear in his right hand, and he's surrounded by this retinue of pretty tough-looking bad guys. Soldiers. Badasses is
rather
what I
than-
wanted to say.
Rather than shout down, I psychically message,
Uh-huh.
and I just say, they were attacking our crew. We had to protect ourselves.
I thank you for dealing with them, comes the whisper back.
You're welcome.
And then he shouts up, "Will you come and parley with us?"
I don't want to do that. He looks very scary.
She glances around. It was about this big. How fast can it go?
And you're just shouting at Brina, the head of the arcane research department, who's like, I, not my specialty. I'm
So the captain doesn't necessarily look like he's kind of
He's not taking the lead here.
into this parleying.
No.
Did I hear the word parlay?
You did.
Fine, fine, fine.
Granville,
Yes.
I feel you might be a useful, what's the word, moderating influence, if you were
How
to join
far away
us.
can a moderating influence be? from that big list down there.
The moderating influence would need to be slightly closer than now, but there would be others around who can protect the
Just
moderating
stomping down the
influence.
gangplank now.
He's very big.
sure.
Can I stand behind him?
Yes, absolutely.
And indeed, Golan has already taken the lead as he storms off of the ship. Aya, are you following?
I'm changing to Relora because this is scaring me. She seems more with it.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
skulking behind Relora.
Between
I
so
rage transformed into a T-Rex yesterday. I'm not the most stable.
I don't know this though.
That's
so.
true.
There's a statue to me in the town.
And as I'm walking along, I've still got tinnitus from the
They
literal
built a
bomb that went off
statue in
next to
one
me.
day. Yeah, you do. And there's a. Guys, we need to stop talking over one another. So, as you approach this Komodo, you can see two other Komodo entering from the direction of the palace, which is where you stormed in initially, and they are dragging this unconscious Katafu by the shoulders, his feet dragging along the floor, and they just throw him down. Kor sees that and goes, "I'll be with you in a moment," and then turns to you, Golan, being the front, and says, "We want to thank you. Your ship will be very useful in hunting down that. I don't want to admit this, but our ships are not fast enough to catch up. Yours is the only one in this harbour that can do it.
Yes.
But we have things to attend to first. We cannot immediately give chase. We must make sure that the area is secure and that no more attacks are going to come from inside the city.
Surely time is
Chill.
of the
And
essence.
then you see, roll an insight check for me. And you see it.
8.
You see this dark look come over his face, and he goes, "Even if that means rounding up the rest of the children of the parched harbour that remain in the city. I do not wish to do this."
Well, if I may be so bold, if you don't wish to, there's no need to, surely.
It was one of the children that destroyed the assembly, killing Katafu and Komodo alike. My sultan and their chief leader died.
If I'm not mistaken, it was a suicide attack, was it not?
Yes.
So the particular person responsible is rather beyond justice. Are they not? And therefore, there's nothing to be gained by any further atrocity.
Roll a persuasion check.
Meanwhile, I do message the captain. I go.
Have you
I
got
know
dice
I
there?
brought him.
Sorry,
I'm
I don't have any dice.
Oh,
sorry.
no.
These for a
Yeah,
second,
can I
I'll get you
can I
a fresh
borrow?
set.
There's a
that?
box
Yeah.
there,
There's a
Chaz.
box over here.
Here, here.
Oh well,
Sorry.
Granville's really good at
Oh no, I'll go back.
persuasion.
Those are jummies.
That's a great first roll. That's a 2.
Is that 2 total?
That's a
No,
natural 2 with no modifier.
No modifier. Okay.
What's
Those
your
are,
character's name again?
Okay. Granville.
Granville.
and he goes,
What colour would you like? Sorry, these ones I bought for
Yeah, yeah. no,
"That
no.
is all very well in a controlled environment, but you do not speak as one who has the weight of a leader on the shoulders. If something were to happen, I would be the one who would be responsible for allowing it to occur. You must understand this, elf wizard."
In that case, look to me, Commander. I was sitting right next to the boy when the bomb went off.
"You were?
Yes.
What can you tell us?"
I looked him in the eyes. He looked particularly nervous. I think he was not a willing participant, more so coerced.
And he walks over towards the Katafu, who they brought in, the unconscious one, lifts up his head by the hair and goes, "Coerced by this one?" And
Do I
as you
recognise
look, roll a roll a
You were about to
history
say
check.
spot hidden, weren't you?
No, history check. I was going to say history. Spot hidden is from a different system.
That is 18.
18. You do recognise this one. This one was walking around with Iceblade,
Yeah.
the head of the Splinter Cell, I've forgotten their name again. Cold Strike. The Splinter Cell Cold Strike, which is the ones that are currently the lead suspects in creating this.
I know this.
It was the son of Iceblade, Sahel.
I know this one. He was with Cold Strike, the ones that just escaped on that ship.
So did he orchestrate the attack?
No, his mother did.
And where is his mother? and he throws down
Probably
Sahel.
about 2 kilometers away. Although I don't know, turning back to the spirit, because apparently no one is a mathematician!
He throws down Sahel, and as his head bounces off the harbour floor, he wakes up, and he's still alive. And he's got this blood pouring from a gash on his forehead and slight wounds coming out, like bleeding from his ears slightly in his nose. And it looked like he took the blast fully on his left side, his right side being. He's not full Two-Face,
Yeah, that's my head went.
but he is very bloodied on one side. And he just starts to breathe gently.
So should we not go after this ship or something? Can we?
We must investigate the area, shut down the city. The Komodo are leaderless at the moment. There are things to attend to.
Like what? Do you want us to do something? Do you want us to find a person? I just want to get this over with.
I understand, but we must first have a leader before the leader can make a decision.
How will you decide on your leader?
I fear the role will land to me.
Shock.
Do you
I
say,
don't
do
know.
you
I
say
don't think
that
I
kindly? I am loved amongst the people. I am one of the most influential Komodo left alive. And I'm slowly becoming Alan Rickman.
Okay, great.
What about the peace talks, Commander?
We must talk alone. The 4 of you, follow me. Can I get insight checks from everybody, please?
Unnat 20.
That was a nat 20, but I've just remembered I have level 1 of exhaustion, so I should be rolling with disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Oh no.
Even though that was a nat 20. Oh, although that's a natural 18 plus 1 is 19.
Nice.
Not bad.
Natural one.
The bomb has put
It's
you on
okay.
high alert.
Yeah.
6.
He's
So-
very big.
He's not actually. They're
not?
as an elf, you'd be about 6'3", 6'4".
I'm a very small, stubby elf.
And he is bigger. He's bigger than his kind, but his kind stand at around 5 foot usually. Anyway,
right.
so he's 5'8", 5'9", somewhere
I
around
realize
there.
he's very big for his kind.
Very big for his kind. And as he walks you over, Aya and Golan, you're very aware that there's a weariness behind him at this moment as he turns to you and he goes, I, more than anyone, want this war to be over. I've profited off it, but I have not wanted to profit. Understand, at no step did I ever perform an atrocity that I did not feel in my heart. I never wanted to harm anybody. I was following orders the entire time.
Whose orders?
The orders of the Sultan, who now lies dead, probably in pieces, up at the destroyed palace.
I don't know how this works, but is it like a birthright thing? Does the Sultan have a kid?
The Sultan did have a child, who was also in the palace.
Can I message Golan psychically?
Swing and a miss.
Can I message Golan psychically?
Yeah. Do you want this to be stealthy?
Yeah, I'd rather.
Sleight of hand check.
So I just need to. point
Because
at
this
you.
psychic message she does involves pointing a finger at the person you're talking to.
22. So
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, you're
just-
pretty adept at this now. In the pocket.
Just one of these.
Just,
Sorry if this gets a bit dark. I just messaged him with, Captain, I don't trust anyone who says that they were just following orders. You put it out there.
Yeah, I know.
You don't reply.
No, I said me neither.
Okay.
I'm saying that as a soldier. Career soldier.
I thought, I felt, I truly believed I was given the true path by a man wise, by a lizard wiser than myself. I do not believe he was wise now. And I am haunted every night. If I am to be Sultan, will be me who ends the peace talks. I shall give the Katafu everything they require, and if that means they want my head for what I did at Parched Harbour, then I shall gladly give it to them to save my people.
Is he telling the truth?
Yeah,
Can I do an insight?
Inside checks, yeah, sure.
Oh no.
Come on.
Do we do
I'm not
that
insighting
briefly?
that. I'm exhausted.
Got a 5.
20, not natural.
So the two of you are very guarded, very suspicious.
16,
about,
sorry.
16?
Yeah.
Okay, you're still fairly suspicious. You're starting to soften to the man, perhaps. Granville, you recognize real jaded acceptance behind his eyes. You truly believe he means what he says. That he would kill himself to save his people at this point.
Well, I don't know about you, but I buy it.
Right. Well, what is the plan of action then? You stay here and do your investigations, and we engage in pursuit.
If I have one last chance to right what has been done, then I would take it. I would accompany with you. I apologize. I would accompany you in your chasing of this cold strike ship. But first, I want to interrogate that son and find out if it truly was his mother who ordered this attack.
Well, in that case, let's bring him in here. Time is of the essence. And I just pull out my hand axes.
Sure.
Right then.
And he goes to the door and he goes, "Soldiers, bring in the Katafu." And his veterans drag this poor, I say poor, he's pretty beaten and bloodied. He's still a 7-foot hulking troll. Bring him into this shop that you guys had stalked into, covered in dust. It hasn't actually undergone any physical damage. It was far too far away, but there's debris on the roof and there's just dust that's coming through the windows. And they lay him down on the floor. Captain Golan, I believe you have earned the right.
Yeah. So he's just there, right?
He's just on the floor.
And he's awake. He's looking at me.
Yeah, he's awake, but he's bleeding out of his ear, out of his mouth, his nose, off his forehead.
You still got potions on you, right?
Yes, I also have the ability to try and do this non-violently.
I would like that way. Sounds nice.
I'm just going to bend down to him. You were at the peace talks.
I was.
You've seen my capacity for kindness. And now you've unlocked my capacity for cruelty. And I'm just going to sink the first hand axe into his shoulder.
Make an attack roll. At advantage, he's prone.
That is, with the hand axe, that would have been a 21.
Dark.
And that is a 19, so let's go 21.
21 will definitely hit. Please roll your damage with the hand axe.
That is 8.
8.
Oh wait, he's a humanoid, right?
He is.
10.
No, you're not raging.
Yeah, but it's still...
You're not raging.
Favorite type.
That's a ranger thing.
That's a ranger thing, and then the rage gets added onto that.
Multi-classes,
It stacks,
multi-classes. Yeah, okay, fine. You bring this axe down into his shoulder, and he falls unconscious from the blow. He just like breathes out, and you can see the life start to fade from
Somebody
him.
bring him back. Just wiping off the
Is
blood.
he just low level on hit points?
Yeah.
Right, he's not unconscious.
No, he's dying.
He's dying.
I am rolling death saving throws for him now.
Quickly, quickly.
I'm stepping back. I've got nothing to do with this.
Relora could, and she knows the captain knows that she could.
And completely on his own, he gasps, and his body has fought off the shock of the blow. And as you unclench your axe from his shoulder, he's back in the room. On 1 hit point.
Now we understand each other.
I always understood you, Golan. I am Sahel. That is my only name. I'm young. Do not blame this on me.
Why don't you tell me about your mother, Sahel?
She had family at Parched Harbour. when Kor, and he says this seemingly unaware that the man he's talking about is in the room. When Kor attacked, everyone died, and she was never the same. I'm sure you can understand that, Captain.
Why the children?
I don't know.
Are there more? Was
I
the
don't
child
know.
coerced?
This was nothing to do with my mother. This was nothing to do with my mother.
Then why did she accompany the child?
They met. Understand, the children of the Parched Harbour are heroes to my people. Heroes to my people. They met in the street and they walked into the peace talks together. My mother did not accompany them. Did not bring them here.
Just spin
Please.
the axe around in my hand.
Please. Please help me. Captain, I am innocent. My mother is far from innocent, but she did not send this attack to this shore.
Then why did she flee?
I heard them talking the night before. The plan was to kidnap Logrum. At this, you hear Commander Kor sort of growl like under his breath. The plan was to kidnap Logrum and use him as a bargaining chip. As far as I'm aware, the plan went on. My mother is still alive. You do not think she would have walked into those peace talks unarmed, unprotected. She sent a clone. She knows powerful magicians.
You know, that's the best piece of news I've heard all day.
You will have your chance to kill my mother, and I wish to be at your side when you do. This has gone on long enough, Captain.
Fine. Cross me, and you won't come back from the blackness.
I believe it.
We're done here.
So what? We leave him? He is to be alive?
No, take him to the spirit. I'll deal with him myself.
I feel that my people owe you a great debt, Golan. For this, I will allow you the life of this Katafu.
I want to make something absolutely clear, Kor. I will help you. But the only people I give a shit about is everyone on my boat.
What about the people who seek passage on your boat? Or do you care only for your own kind?
I don't like what I've been accused of there, Commander.
Understand, Captain, you are a powerful warrior. But so am I. And I do not like being threatened.
I would never threaten such a great soldier as yourselves. You may accompany us on... As long as you're on my ship, you will be safe. But we have been betrayed before. And I want to make this clear, not because of your history, not because of what species you are. If you cross the spirit of the horizon, I mean to beat you to death and drink your blood from a boot.
And he comes right up in your face and goes, "You're very good at that, aren't you?" And he walks past you and out towards your ship.
I'm gonna leave the shop. Is Chauncey knocking about?
Chauncey would be knocking about, so to
Chauncey?
speak. Yeah, Chauncey, context for the audience, is the captain's pet griffin. About the size of a motorbike, still a baby, griffin standards.
I appear by Relora's shoulder and just whisper, I do not like where this is going.
Me neither. We'll see what we can do.
Does
I know there must
Chauncey
be
lie next to
something.
him?
Hang on, dude.
I know there must be something.
I feel like we're on the same page here, but there have been a lot of violent men in my life, and I do not want another one.
I'm not going to allow him to be. I just need a few minutes to speak with him.
Grenville, how are you feeling?
well, I was taking. I don't need to make character voice now.
I was taking shelter behind him, but as this progressed, I just sort of edged my way behind a barrel and just sort of peeked out from behind there while this is all going. Are there any interesting ingredients or anything in the shop?
Roll an investigation.
That's
Oh, that's not bad.
What's my investigation? Oh, yeah, 18.
Yeah.
So you smell something astonishing coming from this barrel, and you open the barrel slightly when everybody's left and the tension has gone. You open the barrel and you pull out what looks like a parsnip, but smells like garlic. And as you break one open, the smell fills the room, and it's so juicy, there's even a little spurt that goes over you as you snap it. And it's like supercharged garlic.
I love garlic.
Do I have a gold allocation? Do I have starting gold?
I think everyone on the ship
Has
been
about
kind
50
of
gold, yeah.
distributed
Okay.
equal amounts of some
All right
gold.
then.
In a ship.
I take as many of these parsnips as I can fit down my jerkin.
Sure, yeah.
And then I put just a derisory amount of copper on the barrel next to it and waddle off.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Have you left?
I was about to say, does Chansey land next to me?
Yeah, so as you walk out, Relora, you see Chansey swoop down and land by the captain and start nuzzling him.
Chansey, I wouldn't usually ask this of you, but I'm feeling particularly weak. Could you take me back to the ship?
How big is Chansey now?
Chansey's
Okay.
about the size of a motorbike.
Oh wow.
You swing your leg over onto Chansey's back, and she really struggles to lift off.
Yeah.
She really does. And she manages to do... She flaps wildly and goes maybe 3 or 4 feet, and then just gives up on flying and walks you over to the ship and up the gangplank.
Is Chansey,
Relora, you see this.
is Chansey too wide to fit into my cabin?
It's a squeeze.
Yeah, come in with me. I'll put the arcane lock on.
Okay.
I just walk back to the ship. I'm heading. to
Would
his
you like to
quarters.
Would you like to catch up with him before he puts the arcane lock on?
It doesn't go on or off, it's just always there. And then
Yeah,
Yeah, and
But I mean, before he gets
even
into.
even if it's misguided, she trusts that he'll unlock it for her. She's
Okay,
not
cool.
fully sure if he will, but she doesn't mind if he closes the door before she gets there.
Cool. Okay. In which case, you find a closed door, and as you come up onto the deck, you can see the Komodo. He's down on the gangplank, giving some final orders, and he walks up onto the ship, and the Katafu is being stretchered down below deck.
Can
Sahil.
I catch their eye?
Which one?
Whoever's stretching them down.
Yeah.
I say, I'm the commander of this ship. The captain is taking a short rest in his quarters.
That's a marvellous idea.
Please make sure no one disturbs him. Aside from, I will assign one of our clerics to check in on this one every hour.
And they just sort of nod and carry on.
I also like someone who's running around the ship. I say, cleric every hour. That one.
You're Aaron Sorkin. You
Yeah.
just grab their
Just like
shoulder.
walk in. Yeah.
You
Keep it aside,
get a cleric
aside.
to him every hour and then just walk off. Sure.
Yeah. And then I go up to the captain's door and I knock.
Aya's off to find the nearest booze.
Absolutely. There was, in fact, booze in the sort of cafe tavern that you were in.
Oh my god, I so sleight of handed that.
Okay, fantastic.
I'm
Roll
all the booze.
roll a sleight of hand check for me as Grenville looks in the barrel of these super parsnips.
Nat 20.
Natural 20. You not only take
Always
2
only
bottles, you slide another 2 up your sleeves, and you've got 2 down your chest as well. And you are just loaded with booze at the moment. You get out with 6 bottles.
Don't do any of those fire spells.
Thanks for the heads up.
Great.
And I presume you just proceed to drink.
Yes, yeah. I'm like hanging off the edge of the ship, just slowly, one after the other, looking off into the distance.
Sure. And you can, in fact, roll a perception check for me.
Nat 20 again?
It is. Wow. Quarter of a % chance of that happening, I think, somewhere around there. As you look off at the horizon, the ship that you're going to be chasing is so big, you can still see it on the horizon, and it's been a good hour, hour and a half
How
since
far is
it's
it?
gone. It's you work out it's probably a good 3 miles away at this point.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So we cut to Relora and Golan.
I've knocked on his door.
Chancey 2, in which he comes in. I'm not sitting on my bed. I'm like in front of my bed with my back to it, with Chancey over me.
Right, I see.
Just stroking his head. Yet in this country there lived I, hey, the jolly blue man. Hey, Relora.
May I have 5 minutes with you, Captain?
Certainly. It's all right, Chancey. It's all right. It's all right, go.
Do you remember,
Mama's got to stand up.
Do you remember, Captain? I can't remember which one of the queens it may have been. Avelzim, when I very nearly died as we saved her from an assassination attempt. And you passed me a potion to heal myself.
Yes.
Do you remember what you said to me when you did that?
Oh, it feels like 1,000 lifetimes ago.
You said, "What has this world made us?" As you were smashing someone's head in with a maul after they'd already died. Do you remember saying that to me, Captain?
There's a memory. He's staring at the map now.
You say you only care about the people on this ship and about getting home. Yes?
Yes.
You know that I care about exactly the same thing.
I know.
But I am only really interested in the people who I know on this ship getting home. And I do not feel as if I know you right now, Captain. I do not want to take this man back to our world, frankly.
You don't want to take the warrior back to the war.
Being a warrior does not mean being all that you are right now. I have seen you fight nobly. I have seen you fight to protect. I have not seen you drive someone to death and then casually ask for someone to revive them so you can simply interrogate, intimidate, and harm them further.
I see. If you'd like to lodge a formal complaint, you can deliver parchment to the master.
Does at any point in this conversation he turn his back to me?
Oh yeah, he has. Like he's been looking directly at the map.
Say if I can't do this,
Okay,
I want to cast Modify Memory.
you can do that.
And what I wish to do with that is I think that one of the things I can do with that spell is obliterate 10 minutes from memory.
Mm-hmm.
From the moment the bomb goes off, as far as possible.
Okay. So it was about, I think I already established, it was about quarter of an hour from where the bomb went off to Commander Core starting his parley with you. So,
Sure, I just want to take out as
You're
much
happy
of
to
that
leave-
in the aftermath as possible.
okay, no worries.
I don't think I can do more in one spell of it.
Okay. Golan, can you roll a, what is it, wisdom?
I think it's a wisdom.
Let me look this up quickly.
Sorry, my phone's charging.
I've
That's
also
okay,
got level
that's
1 of
okay.
exhaustion, so I'm rolling this with disadvantage.
That's okay.
Oh, I really want this to work.
It's okay, I've got it here. That's why I've got
Sneaky,
my
Laura,
laptop
I
out.
like it.
Wisdom
Chad likes it, but I
saving
got it.
throw.
I don't think he's going to be happy if he knows.
No.
And it doesn't work.
Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
And then you must speak to the target to describe how its memories are affected. So basically, the memory that you implant have to link up with the memory that you're going to leave behind. So the parlaying
so
with
it's
core.
kind of not to, obviously
It's
totally
not an
independent
obliteration.
from Men in Black and not affiliated to Men in Black. It's similar in principle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I
You
get
need
the
a wisdom
throw?
saving throw, please. Wisdom
But
saving.
at disadvantage?
Because
Exhausted.
you're exhausted. Do you get disadvantage on saving throws, or is it just ability checks?
Oh,
Don't give me hope.
I think it might be ability checks. Is it both?
Disadvantage on ability checks. Saving throws comes at third level of exhaustion.
Oh, bugger.
So you don't get disadvantage on this.
Information best in a roll.
Oh.
You know what my DC is, right?
Is it 60?
So do I basically still describe it, but it just doesn't work?
Do I also know she's tried to mess with my
I'm
memory?
just reading that.
Ah, you bastard.
On a failed save, the target becomes charmed by you. It doesn't say what happens on a success. But I'm going to say, for the sake of drama, that yes, you are aware.
And have I said this out loud?
Said what? The
Have I
spell?
said any part of this? I've said the spell out loud.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've said the spell out loud and it's not worked. And do I know it's not worked, or do I only know when he?
We'll see.
Okay.
I'm just going to drive my hand axe into my desk.
Doesn't appear to have worked.
Everything I am doing is from a place of care, both for the crew, but also immensely for you, Captain. Please remember what you've said to me.
Stay out of my head, Commander. You don't know what's in there.
I want to give you both inspiration, because that was such a cool scene. Yeah, quite. Yeah, that definitely deserved applause.
I can't believe it don't.
Yeah, that would have been so cool. I was so invested in that role.
That's why I didn't look at it when I rolled it.
No, you didn't.
Even I wanted the reveal.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, I walked out, stay out of my head, Commander. I didn't hear.
Yeah, stay out of my head, Commander. You don't know what's in there.
Okay, cool. Very comic book. So, at this point, Relora, when you walk out, you see a Katafu leaning on a walking stick, and Aya and Grenville, you'll see this as well, but not you, Golan. Bloodied, clearly worse for wear, but has been repaired by cleric magic. This you recognize as Wave Speaker, Elenhan Wave Speaker, the High Priest of Kataruba, who was presumed dead in the Blom Blast, but seems to have survived. And here they are walking onto the deck of your ship.
Are they friend or foe?
They were your friend. So they were the people who pretty much hired you to be to be envoys for the peace talks.
Okay.
And Wave Speaker comes up to you and goes, I would speak with Golan, but I understand if he needs time.
Yes, I believe he does. You can speak with me.
I wanted to thank you for everything you've done so far. If it weren't for you, if it weren't for the bomb, you would have ended this war this day. And I believe you will end it tomorrow or the day after. I would like to, I apologize.
No, she was just going to say, thank you. I will pass that to the captain at some point, though
Not today.
I think it would be too painful for him knowing that from you.
I come here on behalf of the Katafu and on behalf of our country to condemn the actions. And they're speaking now in a very loud voice so that everyone can hear. They want witnesses. To condemn the actions that happened today at the talks. This was nothing to do with our government, and we wish to continue with the Komodo government, that peace may be brought to our peoples, and that the war that has raged for far too long and claimed far too many lives may end. I wish you the greatest luck, Spirit of the Horizon, in bringing the perpetrators to justice. That is all.
Thank you for your kind words.
And at that point, Elenhan turns, walks off the gangplank, and then almost collapses as she has to be caught by another Katafu and walked in further inland. And as the city is in ruins and people are starting to come to terms with and trying to think about what needs to happen next in the hours after this horrendous terrorist attack, and the dusk spear grows smaller on the horizon.
Staring out through my little window.
That is where we're going to leave this hour of Adventurers Wanted. Thank you very much, everyone. We'll hand back over to Naomi, our stage manager.
Thank you. Thanks so much for coming to our 167th hour of Adventures Wanted. A couple of things before we let you go. We are here every day of the festival, right up until the 28th of August, apart from the 24th and 25th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m, 5 p.m. till 10 p.m. If you would like to come up and join us and play, it's £5. You can get them from the box office downstairs or from the Sweet Venues website, or if you just want to come back and watch, it's the box office or the Edinburgh Fringe website. We're also live tweeting this at Adventures 250 and live streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/Adventures Wanted. Please tell people about us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, in person, all that good stuff. I'm just going to pass over to people who have shows to plug.
You're the first.
Oh God, yeah.
Remember that other thing you're doing at the Fringe, Chaz.
I haven't got my flyers out because I was just here to have some larks and apparently some BAFTA award-winning scenes. I'm in a sketch comedy double act. We're called Dirty White Boys. Our show's called Stupid. It's on at 9 p.m. at Just the Tonic at the Caves, which is on Cowgate. It's a pay what you want show, so it's free to get in. Come along tonight. Somebody from the list is in.
I'm doing two things. I'm doing Agony Uncles of Science. We're real scientists and we solve all your problems with science, often terribly. Yes, you must. It's on every day.
It's very good. I've been.
We've just got a 5-star review. We're Wired's top science show to see on the Fringe, so like absolutely come. And we've got different guests every day, so you can come more than once as well. And also, I'm putting on the Vagina Museum's first ever art exhibition. We have a comedy night on the 22nd of August at 6 p.m. It's pay as you feel, so yeah, totally come. There are flyers over there if you want them.
I would just like to say that on the 23rd, my alter ego will be guesting.
Yeah.
Leonard the poet will be guesting at Agony Uncles of Science.
I'm super pumped.
I'm also
Either
very
you two?
excited. Anyone else got shows?
No?
No, I've been plugging a couple of shows made by wonderful people. Morale is high since we gave up hope, which is at Summer Hall at 10:15 every night. It's got songs, stories, time travel, and it's made by some incredibly talented folks. And also Jamie Saves the World, which is kind of... I was about to hold myself off because we're meant to be PG-13, but I think nerdgasm's fine.
No, that's fine.
It's kind of a nerdgasm of a stand-up kind of gig type thing. In terms of someone trying to save the world in all the different ways that they can, referencing films. And that is on the Free Fringe. I don't know the place. I don't know the time.
Look at
That's half the fun is finding out.
Okay, thanks very much, guys. Really sorry we have a super fast turnaround. So can we have a round of applause for our players around the room? And I would ask you to leave through the doors at the back. Thank you so much for coming. We hope to see you again. If not, have a lovely day.
And you were a great audience as well, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're coming back.
Arthur's staying for another hour.
Yeah.
Feel free to stay
Nice.
here, that.
Okay.
Johnny, hello.